Well, this is a very interesting turn of events right here that I am about to bring to you. And this news story pretty much just broke. So, well, first, before I even get into the actual story of it all, these two actresses right here you might be familiar with, especially the one on the right. But if you don't know who they are, this is on the left Felicity Huffman, and on the right is Lori Loughlin. And they are only two of so far 50 people who have gotten caught up in this college admissions cheating scam that just the story just broke. Basically, what has happened is it has come out that, and this is of no surprise to pretty much no one, but to some people it may be. It pretty much came out that people in Hollywood and like CEOs, people who like make a lot of money, I'm talking about millionaires, probably even billionaires, have been bribing these Ivy League schools with millions of dollars to get their kids into these schools. So basically, their kids are getting into these schools without any merit. Basically, the dollar is what's getting them in. They're basically paying for them to get admitted to these schools. They they're not getting in because they had good grades. They're not getting in because they had good SAT or good ACT scores. They're getting in because mommy and daddy have forked over millions of dollars paying them to get in. Now, what makes this so bad is because what ends up happening is they end up getting, and when I say they, I'm talking about the kids. They end up taking the spot of someone who's probably more qualified with merit. For example, say I was accepted into an Ivy League school and I got in, I had good grades, good SAT scores, good ACT scores. I could get bumped from getting in because a Hollywood elite or a CEO or what have you paid them money to get their child in, and they completely tossed me by the wayside because I didn't give up any money. All I gave them was my intellect, and intellect doesn't pay. Am I surprised by any of this? No, I am not. I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from GMA. Hollywood actors, including Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, and a slew of chief executives, are among 50 people charged in a nationwide college admissions cheating scam, according to court records unsealed in Boston Tuesday. Those indicted allegedly paid bribes of up to $6 million to get their children into elite colleges, including Yale, Stanford, Georgetown. I'm familiar with Georgetown because Georgetown is like literally like maybe like 20, maybe 30 minutes away from me. And the University of Southern California. Beginning in or about 2011 and continuing through the present, the defendants, principally individuals who high school aged children were applying to college, conspired with others to use bribery and other forms of fraud to facilitate their children's admission to colleges and universities in the District of Massachusetts and elsewhere, including Yale University, Stanford University, the University of Texas, the University of Southern California, and the University of Southern California, Los Angeles. The indictment said. In most cases, the students did not know their admission was contingent on a bribe. The 200 pages of charging documents in the case were unsealed in Boston federal court. According to the charging papers, Huffman made a purported charitable contribution of $15,000 to participate in the college entrance exam cheating scheme on behalf of her eldest daughter. Huffman later made arrangements to pursue the scheme a second time for her younger daughter before deciding not to do so. Federal agents secretly recorded telephone calls with Huffman and cooperating witness, according to the court papers. The documents say actress Lori Loughlin, best known for her role as Aunt Becky on the ABC sitcom Full House, and her husband, fashion designer Massimo Ginoli, I probably pronounced it wrong, agreed to pay bribes totaling $500,000 in exchange for having their two daughters designated as recruits to the USC crew team, despite the fact that they did not participate in crew, thereby facilitating their admission to USC. Now, really pay attention to that part right there. It says they paid a total of $500,000 for their two daughters, which means that's $250K a piece, to be designated as recruits for the USC crew team, despite the fact that their two daughters never participated in something called crew. I'm not sure exactly what crew is. Maybe someone down in the comments can let me know what that is. So they paid for them to go to this school to do this, but they had never participated in the actual whatever it is up until that point. They just did it because I guess it sounded good. That's what I was talking about when I said they literally paid them money, and those two spots that were taken up by their daughters who had no experience could have been taken up by people that had experience in that spot, in whatever that is. Federal agents obtained emails from Laughlin implicating her in the scam. Federal authorities ultimately had 3 cooperating witnesses to help them build their case. One of the cooperating witnesses is a founder of the nonprofit Key Worldwide Foundation based in California, and another worked as the director of college exam prep at a prep school and sports academy in Bradenton, Florida, according to the court papers. And it says that it's a breaking story, and there's more. It'll be more information as stuff comes in. This is nothing but high level affirmative action at play right here. And I'm willing to bet that all 50 people that have been charged with this are most likely all Caucasian. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet that not one of them is black. From this day forward, I don't want to hear not one palm-colored individual say anything to black people involving the words, "pull yourself up by your bootstraps." Look at what these individuals just did. They got caught paying money to these Ivy League schools so their kids could go, and they probably ended up taking the spot of someone who was well more qualified, all because they had money. Now, what would have happened if their child just blew off that education, and that would have been money wasted? But the real thing that got me was that second story. Like, y'all sent them there knowing they had no experience in what they were going there for. $500,000 total between your two daughters. But they like to talk about us getting over. I'm telling you, when it comes to some of the biggest scams in this establishment or in the world, it usually looks like the two people that's in this picture. Not the fact that they're women, but you know what I mean. I mean, from welfare fraud is usually always tied to a Jewish person. Almost always. But they love to make black people the face of welfare. Now this. I wonder what they're going to try to cover this up with. But we're going to have to... Listen, we are going to have to make sure that this bit of news right here stays in the news for as long as possible. Because they're going to try their damn hardest to make this go away. They're going to try. So I don't care if y'all have to share this with as many people as possible. To all the people that make content, please make as many videos on this as possible. Do not let this fade into obscurity. Let this shit last for more than a week. Hell, if they can talk about Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly and Michael Jackson for weeks on end, they can talk about this for the same amount of time, if not more. Because this actually is a big deal. This is huge to me. This is intense, and like I said, I'm not surprised that this has come out and that this even exists. How many times have I told you when it comes to the school districts that a lot of the schools in the counties that are predominantly white are the ones that be cheating for their kids, especially when it comes to them tests? That Montgomery County always comes to mind. And I think, like I said, I don't think anything ever happened to the teachers or the administrators who were involved with that. But yeah. Make sure that this commentary, not just necessarily mine, but this story, I should say, stays circulating for more than a week. Basically, what I'm saying is, what's today's date? It's March 12th. By March 31st, I want to still hear about this in the news. If they, like I said, if they can talk about anything else all the time that is just like fluff pieces, then they can still talk about this. But they're going to try their damn hardest to make this go away. And we can't allow it to let it just slide on by. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.